final day of Conference 3.3 on effective entrepreneurial leadership and management strategies. We hope you all had a restful evening and you all enjoyed the last two sessions. And we are yet ready for another day of insightful discussions and valuable learning.
Absolutely, Shravan. It was an incredible journey exploring the topic, and let's continue our discussion and hope everybody enjoys it. Our
So, of
first
course,
speaker of the day, our first speaker of the day is Ms. Siobhan Wilson, the founder of our Pixie Friends, a remarkable young entrepreneur and philanthropist with a passion for social change. From a young age, Ms. Siobhan has demonstrated a commitment to helping others and make a difference in her community. Her dedication to empowering children and fostering innovation through our Pixie Friends showcases her entrepreneurial spirit and leadership. Her inspiring journey serves as a testament to the power of resilience and compassion in driving positive change.
next up, we have Mr. Milind Anant Padgare as a Bachelor of Electronic Engineering from Mumbai University. He is the co-founder and chairperson of Ganai Group. With over 2 decades of entrepreneurial experience, Milind has demonstrated exceptional leadership and vision across diverse sectors. His entrepreneurial journey began in 1998 with the founding of Sadhguru Academy, followed by ventures in education, social welfare, and technology. Notably, he co-founded MSMED Edutech Private Limited in 2021 and established Ganai Group the same year. His commitment to education extends to initiatives aimed at fostering entrepreneurship and attracting global students to Indian universities. As a seasoned entrepreneur and visionary leader, he continues to drive innovation and business growth, leaving a significant impact on industries worldwide.
Moving on, we also have Mr. Yash Chavan, a seasoned digital interactive rich media education specialist from India, who boasts a rich background in entertainment, communication, and content development, coupled with expertise in social media marketing. With over a decade of experience, he has played pivotal roles in various esteemed organizations. As the founder of InnoCast Media and the managing director of EdTech Masters, he demonstrates a strong commitment to revolutionizing education through innovative digital content development. His leadership at Curiki as a strategic content advisor and digital marketing consultant underscores his dedication to reshape the landscape of digital learning. And with a passion for technology and focus on education advancement, he continues to make a significant strides in the field of digital media and e-learning.
Next up, we have none other than Dr. Ramesh Puruva, a distinguished expert finance, boasting a doctoral degree from IIT Madras. His profound expertise in venture capital is evidenced by his prolific contributions to esteemed international journals. Dr. Ramesh is not only the CEO of Vinos Venture Engine, but also a passionate mentor to startups, offering invaluable guidance and insights. Through his extensive work in case studies and columns, he has become a pivotal figure in fostering innovation and entrepreneurship.
Moving ahead, we have Ms. Shanaz A. Khan, a graduate on the University of Westminster Business School with a degree in business management with entrepreneurship, embarked on her entrepreneurial journey during her studies. Founding Rome Telecoms and WEEE Rome, Shanaz demonstrated exceptional skills in management, negotiation, and marketing while advocating for affordable telecommunications and responsible electronic waste disposal. Her remarkable achievements earned her the prestigious title of Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2022 by the IAA, and she remains deeply committed to sustainable development, global accessibility, and mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs, driving impactful change in the green tech and clean tech sectors as a co-founder and CEO and COO of TechGraph.
Last but not the least, we welcome Mr. Wasib Islam, the founder and CEO of Love to See Events, a vibrant platform aimed at celebrating creativity and entrepreneurship. With a solid foundation in event management and a fervent dedication to nurturing entrepreneurial ventures, he established Love to See Events as a stage for emerging talents to showcase their innovations. Alongside a team comprising a dedicated business analyst and a consultancy expert, he harnesses their collective expertise to provide holistic support and guidance to participating entrepreneurs. From strategic planning to market analysis, they are steadfast in their mission to empowering entrepreneurs and facilitating their success within the industry. We are grateful for all our panelists' presence and eagerly anticipate their valuable insights and contributions to today's conference. We would also like to inform all of you that the HR team, including Ms. Payal Kumari, Ms. Rima Kumari, and Ms. Vaishali Shri, will be conducting polls in the chat box throughout the session. do actively participate in it, and do enhance your knowledge. So let's start our discussion, and I would like to for further request Ms. Shoban to commence her speech and share her valuable insights with all of us today.
Hi everybody, my name is Siobhan Wilson. I'm 15 and I'm the founder and owner of Our Pixie Friends. So I'll just share my PowerPoint and get it up for you all. So today I'm presenting about leading with purpose and a blueprint for success. So what we'll be covering leadership, goal setting and problem solving. And in leadership, we're going to be covering the personal qualities of leaders, the role of a leader, and work culture. So what are the personal qualities of a leader? Well, they have patience. You need to understand that others may not know what you mean. You need to be fair and consistent and reliable. And you need to treat all employees equally, regardless of their age, gender, or religion. You need to have kindness and empathy towards all staff. Treat everyone with respect. Show an interest. Show that you care about their well-being. You need to be brave and bold. They need a leader who takes charge and knows what they're doing. You need to be tough and resilient and be aware that things will go wrong, but you need to bounce back because if you don't, your staff won't. You need to be approachable and available. You need to be accountable and take responsibility and do what you say you're going to do. You need to be decisive and clear and make a decision and be aware it may not be what everyone wants. It needs to be for the benefit of the company and it needs to align with your company's mission. You need to be a good role model and show them behaviours you expect. For example, kindness, speaking respectfully to and about others. You need to demonstrate work ethic and working productively. You need to advocate for your team and always have your staff's back. You need to set the standard and give polite feedback using the sandwich strategy. One positive, one improvement, and then one positive again. And you need to build the team's skills and encourage personal development and growth of all staff members. And don't favour them. You need to have team support and clarity and ensure everyone knows what is expected and who to go to if they need support. You need to understand your team, their talents, and how they think and work effectively. For example, if you had an employee that's a critical thinker, you'd help them using spreadsheets. And then if you had a creative thinker, you'd maybe do brainstorming opportunities to structure your meetings to get the best out of your team. You need to ensure you know each role and what happens in it, so you can understand what is involved in each role, so you can help support them, and then people cannot take advantage of your lack of knowledge. And then this enables you to be aware of what's going on in your company. You need to have work culture based on your values, goals, and policies. You need to make sure everyone is aware of and upholds your company standards and values. They need to know policies and procedures. For example, being aware of how to handle complaints with the company values in mind. And you also need to create a safe environment for your team. It's basically workplace health and safety. There needs to be emotional safety. For example, no bullying, intimidation, or harassment. And make them sign a code of conduct before they start to encourage people to speak out without fear of reprisal. You need to have collaboration within your team. It's important because you need to work within your own team and work with other organizations, provided that they align with your values and mission. You need to have teamwork. You need to select your team carefully and ensure everyone is contributing, not one person dominating, because everyone has the opportunity to express their opinion and their ideas. Don't leave anyone out. You need to also have fun. A workplace should be fun. You need to make sure it's a fun environment so they enjoy being there and want to come to work. But you need to ensure that work is also being completed. So you need to make sure that there's a balance. You need to encourage empathy and demonstrate it as a leader, but also encourage others. And don't be afraid to correct poor behavior if you see it. It's also about connecting. Like, you need to make time for team connections and help them make friends. Like, do social events for morning teas and birthdays, end of year celebrations, get them together. You need to support your team and make sure all team members and volunteers feel valued and appreciated. And, for example, positive praise for all work, and thank you cards and bonuses. Creativity. You need to encourage creative thinking and problem finding and solving within your team. So in goal setting now, we're going to be discussing the strategic long-term and short-term goals, the goals for impactful change, and working with your team. So planning is important. You need to schedule time for planning. You need to be time efficient. So maybe do a day at the beginning of the year to revise strategic and long-term goals. But when you're doing weekly or daily plans, do it in a short time, for example, 10 minutes. It really structures your day and helps you get the most out of your day. Do strategic long-term and short-term planning, and make them strategic goals. Make sure your goals align with your values and move the company forward. You need to have long-term plans, for example, 3 to 5 years and more. They're important because they provide direction for your short-term plans, which are like 12 months, 3 months, and monthly. And then they flow on from the long-term plan. And it's easy to plan your weekly or daily goals to achieve the goals that you want. You need to think outside the box. You need to encourage creative thinking within your team. Everyone's ideas need to be considered. You can do brainstorming with Post-its, like what we do is I have a big wall poster, and we use Post-it notes for different ideas. And we have down the side all the things that we do, all the aspects of the company, and then different Post-it notes in different colors. You need to take risks also. You need to evaluate the options. Take risks if it could grow your company. And keep in mind that it's okay to make mistakes. And don't do too many things. A leader needs to delegate and manage time wisely. They need to keep to their priorities. Is it going to grow my company or not? Is it working towards those strategic goals? If not, you need to drop it and focus on what matters. And also come up with your SMART goals, which if you're not familiar with it, definitely Google it because it is amazing. You also need to think about how you can create a difference, your corporate social responsibility. How can you make the world a better place? Are you going to donate money or the team's time for a cause? How are you being sustainable? Is your company doing these things? You need to also have priorities and values when you're planning and considering other people's ideas. Always stay true to your company's values. If it doesn't align, do not do it. Do not be afraid to say no. And keep your purposes at the forefront of everyone's mind. It's not just about the profits. For example, on our planning sheet, we have remember the kids down the bottom so that we can keep that in mind. And then goal setting. You need to work with your team. You need to be willing to respond to feedback. Just as you expect your team to receive feedback, you have to be prepared to accept feedback too. You need to compromise also, because sometimes you may need to compromise to ensure everyone's needs are met, but not always. Sometimes people just have to accept that you are the final decision maker. You need to listen to others' ideas too. They have a wealth of knowledge too. You need to respect that they might know more about something than you do, and that's okay. That's why you chose them. Now, in problem solving, we're going to be talking about encouraging your team and leading in the face of adversity. So with encouraging your team, you need to be resilient in the face of adversity. You need to keep calm when things go wrong. If you're not calm, your team is not going to be calm. You need to work collaboratively to solve the problem and use your network of advisors and mentors. They're there to help you. You need to encourage problem finders and solvers. You need to encourage your team to identify things that could be improved and come up with possible creative solutions together. You need to manage relationships. You need to find a solution and make sure your brand reputation is upheld. Use conflict resolution strategies that ensure all people are shown respect. You need to manage expectations also. You need to be realistic. Check if something is possible before agreeing to it. Have realistic expectations of your team members and try to understand where people are coming from. Be willing to listen and understand different viewpoints. So with problem solving, there's also leading in the face of adversity. Resilience, again, make sure little things don't affect you and do not take complaints personally. You need to reassure your team that a solution will be found and that they shouldn't worry. You need to be prompt but consider all options. You need to respect everyone's ideas and listen to their opinions. But in the end, you're the final decision maker. Understand that the buck stops with you. You have to be the final decision maker and make the best decision for the company. That's your job. It's an old adage. You can please some of the people all of the time. You can please all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. Thank you. And please feel free to reach out to me on any of these platforms, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions you have on my social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Subin. That was a wonderful speech. Do we have any questions for her? Any questions? You can write it in the chat box or raise your hands. Any speakers? If the panel of speakers, if they have any questions, they can share it too. No.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, sure. Would you like to share your vision regarding our Pixie friends with all of us here? Yeah.
Sure. So our Pixie Friends is all about helping children with medical needs to not feel alone and encourage inclusivity. So we use Pixie characters for a fun and inclusive way to help the children because we want to boost self-esteem, build resilience, encourage inclusivity, and raise money for medical research and bring the community together to make a difference in the lives of children.
That's interesting. Anyone, any questions you have? Any participants, you may just raise your hands and put forth your questions. No questions at all? Okay, that seems fine, Angelique.
All right. I request you to please share your email address in the chat box. And if any of our audience has any questions, they can reach out to you. Moving ahead, I would request Mr. Yash to commence his speech.
Hello, everyone. Just give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
we can hear you, yes.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. I'm Yash Chavan from EdTech Masters of Florida, USA, and Inocus Media of India. I've had a long journey in edutainment. I have helped found Omnix International of Dubai, Annapurna College Film and Media, MIT School of Film and Theatre in Pune, Ramoji Kriyan University in Hyderabad, and Kirky ORG, which is a non-profit organization which is in Florida, USA. I worked on marketing Apple computers for education when Apple was just being introduced by Steve Jobs. I was in Dubai at that time, and we did something novel like Kids Cannot Wait. That was a program. It's very innovative to do as an entrepreneur. Something which is not, kids cannot wait. They cannot. So I had to go to schools at a lower price and introduce Max, the early one, which like the Steve Jobs' daughter was there, Lisa. We had a computer called Lisa, which came much earlier than the Mac 2 and various other computers. Then I managed, then I came back to in India and I had a learning experience there. I had worked on Mac and Windows had just been introduced. And I had to come back to India when learn back Windows is learn DOS and Windows. So it was kind of thing which is when I was working on Macs and suddenly I had to work with the Windows, which was pretty clumsy, and I had to have a relearning there. Then through the thing, I managed. Of course, I got through it, and then again went back to Dubai and into post production in the managing, and came back to India to set up film schools, as I've said earlier, manage students' administrations, conducting courses in media management, and creating digital content. For now, present, I'm content building digital content for e-learning. You see, today students, the young generation, even the infants, they're more used to seeing audiovisuals. It's no more the days of, reading books. Of course, you can read books, but audiovisual has a better content. So we are more into e-learning content. I've done things for Florida University, University of Chicago, then NGOs in India. So there's a lot of work which is going on, which is making to digital technology. Um, Filmmaking is like a dream. This thing, dream build, dream big, act bold. Filmmaking is where vision meets action. Here's how to stand out: innovative storytelling, use new techniques to bring your vision to life. Now, at present, what happens, as you see in filmmaking, there are a lot of times when people are repeating things which are not there and the audience is not interested. You have to be innovative, you have to be creative to bring to light some stories. Like today, I saw another film which was Lal Pata, I think, which was ladies, which was very innovative. You got to design something which is different from the regular gimmick. Yeah. Teamwork is necessary. With talented people, you need to create amazing films. You need people you need to network. You cannot have your own imagination. You got to do research and see that you get talented people. Learn to master your, learn to make money well, crowd fund, find investors, and make every dollar count. And then after making the film, you must know how to distribute and market it. It's most important to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to get the audience there. Digital marketing, content, engagement, engage, dominate. In digital marketing, strategy and adaptability are key. Craft smart strategy. Know your audience. Use social media, SEO, content to reach them. In the beginning, it's not necessary to spend so much money in digital marketing. It is organic marketing you got to do. So if your audience is young, go to Instagram, check up in Facebook, build stories or build stories around your product. It depends upon your audience. If you have an audience which is very corporate, then get into LinkedIn and see that you keep on building blogs and things of that sort. So once you have built your, content which is necessary with organic content, then you can move into paid content. And paid content, your strategies will be basically to see what kind of audience you're going to get. Because already with organic marketing, who's actually coming to see your site, and build up on Google Maps your site, build up your web presence. Branding is most important. And once you know through your analyticals, what is the kind of content which is moving, what is the kind of content which is attracting, then you can build strategies around it. Engage deeply, make content that speak to your audience and use data to improve your approach. That's what I've said. Now, AV integration is seamless solution, happy clients. For AV integration, combine tech skills with good business sense. Okay. So initially, basically I had this experience of AV systems being set up in Annapurna studios, where it was a very old studio and it was, they had 35 cameras. Now to bring those cameras out, I mean, that was our old generation which was there. And to get into digital technology and make the filmmaking school a success with filmmaking, which is, projected on a digital. This was about 12 years ago, but now the school is advanced and it has thousands of students. It's been attracted. But building the theater from analog to digital was a big task, and it was very challenging. So I had to really reinvent things, convince the old generation that digital is the thing. Now there is a fight between digital and analog. There's a film. Still, people think that 35 film is better than. It's true, 35 is better, but then you cannot make 35 all the time. It is now time to move into digital technology, and a lot of people have done that. So focus on client understanding and meet your clients. This is very necessary and make manage projects well, keep projects on track to ensure client satisfaction. I mean, you're not going to do it for yourself. You're building it for a client. So sometimes the client wants surround speakers or wants, focus speakers. You have to go by the client's requirement. You have to go and see what is room or what are the acoustics around the place and build the acoustics around the place so that accordingly the client will get good kind of audio video. It's very essential to understand that audio visual sync is most important. Today a lot of people are not only just going to theaters, they basically, because of it happened after COVID, that people are building up home theaters more important, because that is because they don't need to expose themselves to crowd, and a lot of OTT content is available in audiovisual. So there is a big market there if you are able to build up audiovisual systems. Now, the big picture, innovative network, I learned to succeed in these fields, innovate constantly, always push the limits, You have to reinvent. I mean, I reinvented myself hundreds of times. I came from Dubai, I came to India, I reinvented myself to build. So sometimes it is better to not only think yourself, but might be you ask the younger generation, might be children, what do they see? What do they want? You'll get a better effect from younger generation. Listen to everyone and then make your decisions. Build your network, collaborate with others to grow your business. Keep learning. I'm now, I have spent nearly 35, 40 years in the industry, but still I'm learning. I'm now learning AI technology and how it's going to be. AI technology is basically helping us to grow. It is not a hindrance. It's not going to, people have this misconception that it's going to take a job away. No, humans are going to be there. Humans have created AI technology, and that is how it is going to improve the country. It concludes that that's the secret to mastering filmmaking, digital marketing, and integration. Innovate strategies, connect. If you enjoy this, let me know. Now I'll take you to a journey, because I think that digital marketing, filmmaking, as well as audiovisual technology, they all sync together. And together, the best example is like we have built a course on filmmaking, which is right from the times of silent days up till today, and which basically a director is the master of the ship. Let me just take you to there, please. 1 second. What is this? Let me present you this. One second. You see, this is a technical evolution of filmmaking course, which we have built up a curriculum. It starts from the evolution of filmmaking. Filmmaking basically started I have built this together with my team in US as well as in India. Filmmaking started in the silent era, when you had Charlie Chaplin and things, the movies which were there. And when they moved on to silent, then sound came in. And then it evolved from analog technology to digital technology. Now, what I would like to say is that the evolution of filmmaking, technical development, this is the entire course, which I'm not going to go through. We have very short time now. Video with questions we have. Lumiere brothers are the ones who are the earlier cameras who set up. Steve Jobs is involved in it. So it is my master. What is digitization? The journey to digital cinema. I have covered a bit on digital cinema where it moved from analog to digital. The impact of digitizing, how it's affected. Director George Lucas talks about it. Then traditional and digital cameras. What are the traditional and digital cameras? So basically, it is filmmaking comprises right from right from ideation to story building to writing. So the director is the master of the ship in filmmaking. He has to basically he's like an entrepreneur. Every film you make, you're an entrepreneur. So that is the best example. Because every time you make a film, you got to see what is the content. And the most important thing which Indians forget, I don't know where worldwide people forget, is that the most important thing is the pre-production. How well prepared you have to prepare the film, what kind of design you make. Like today, last week I saw Lajpata Ladies. That was a fantastic film. The design was fantastic. It was so pleasing. I mean, these kind of films that you take into heart, that it is simple story, but it is well designed. It is pleasing to your eyes. So these are all these technologies which is very most important. Once a pre-production is done, then you're on the good way to do production in any field. Once your pre-production is done, you're good way, and then the director is happy. Yeah, I can get my sync together. I can get my finance together. I've done my pre-production. I've done my promos. Promos is most important. You see the promo we have done for my stuff. It is a promo which is done with a lot of this thing. It is done with expertise. It took us nearly a couple of days to do a promo. At times to make a short film or to make an ad is more time consuming than making a large film, which large film has a big canvas. But to make an ad, you need to integrate everything that within a short time of 30 to 40 seconds, you hold the audience. So these are the few things which are there. And after you make it, you must have a marketing budget, whether it is small or not. It is basically at least 40% of your budget should be marketing and distribution. And that again it comes into digital marketing now. How you will digital market your film, how you will create the brand, how will you talk to the people, how will people go live and then go to theaters and talk about the films. Yeah. Thank you very much. If any questions you'd like to answer, I'd like to answer that. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm audible, Anjali?
Yes, you are.
Sure. Yes, Ji. Since you have such a wide array of experience, I had a small question for you. Since the topic of discussion today is effective leadership and management strategies, what are the three specific management tips or leadership strategies that you would like to suggest to our aspiring entrepreneurs sitting here?
Uh, Foremost is the leadership strategy is I would like to say is that you need, management usually try to do everything themselves, which is totally wrong. And they have this scare of that I will lose my job, which is not going to happen. You need to delegate, you need to build a team, and you need to talk to this team, and though they will help you out. So it's most important that you build a team and delegate and see that they move on. It is not that you alone can do the job. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's right. And the next one?
The next one is that sometimes you got to give a lot of motivation to people. You have people who are down. They can get very disturbed with various things. Might be personal factors. You keep on motivating because that's the only way they're going to come up, and they will come up with ideas to you. If you don't motivate somebody and you think that you challenge and put across a person down, then your team is not going to progress. The basically thing at the end of the day is that you have to see that their team also does a lot of research and comes up with new ideas. Ideation is most important. The last one, ideation. Get ideas from people. Your ideas are not only the best. Today, I talked to even my nephew, my grandkids, who was there. I don't have grandkids, but I'm talking about even children who are there. Is that you get ideas from them, and build on those.
That's really great because again, even I have found out that people, especially the sales team ones, often find hard to be motivated again.
Learning is an experience. You got to keep on learning. You reinvent the wheel. There's no other way. Till you go off this earth, you're going to reinvent. And you have to give back. You have to give back.
What would be your advice to aspiring entrepreneurs when it comes to promotion, marketing in the initial stages of these startups?
Sorry?
What would be your advice to aspiring entrepreneurs when it comes to the topic of promotion and marketing in the initial stages of their startups, like in the initial first year maybe?
Yeah, the initial stages, basically promotion and marketing, you don't get into spending anything. Because that's a foolish thing that I have got a budget of 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, because you don't know the market. Yeah, just do organic marketing. You know, make yourself present on LinkedIn. You make yourself present on Instagram. Keep on driving yourself in organic. You know, and that organic marketing will build up your level of viewership. If you build up that viewership, you ask your viewers there also, they might be your friends or network, they will help you out, and what kind of, whether your product is doing well or not, you know that's the whole idea.
That's an exactly right point there. Yes, ji. Thank you. Further, I would like to invite the
Welcome.
audience to put forth their questions, if any. You may just raise your hands and put forward your questions. No questions here, anyone? Okay, that's it then. Thank you, Yash, for your amazing speech. Actually opened my eyes
Sure,
to
you all
certain
can write
points
back,
and
and I would like to offer this filmmaking course to anybody who's interested. It's free of charge till you get a certificate. Of course, the certificate may be charged, but then you can always go through the course. We are right from pre-production to post-production, and you can learn. It is a very exhaustive course of 8 chapters, and you can contact SKJ Associates, or you can call me or mail me at yashifm@gmail.com or yash.chavan at
sure, sure, sure. Why don't you just share your email ID in the
edtechmasters.com.
chat box, yes, so that if anyone has any
Sure, that's
queries, they
great.
can
Yeah.
straight away reach out to
Yeah.
us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's great talking to you.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Further moving ahead, I would like to invite Dr. Ramesh to share his insights with all of us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen. I have you know, one slide which I can use for the presentation. Let me know once you are able to see my screen. Can somebody confirm? Is my screen visible? Hello?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. I was not sure. Yeah, I think I'll continue where the previous speakers were more or less started off. So we're talking about entrepreneurship, learning, leadership, and so on and so forth. So these are things that are very abstract when you try to understand them from reading, from listening, but becomes more and more clear when you actually experience it, right? For example, the last speaker, Yash, I think he has a ton of experience, and when he speaks, it comes out very naturally. And I think my journey as an entrepreneur, when it started around 7 years back, and this is our 7th year. So that's why I put 7 challenges. There could be hundreds of other challenges, and I could have learned so many things out of these challenges also. And I'm trying to address those challenges here, where I think the bottom line would be that there is no binary answer for any of these questions, which is right, which is wrong, because it's all unique setups. Because business is a life, and when because like all of us have our individual lives, and every life is different. So every business is different because it's a combination of people, and when people come together, then it becomes a unique combination. And of course, business also is very unique, and you get to see very different challenges, or challenges at very different level, even though challenges might be same for for businesses. So what I want to do is, I want to take you through some of the challenges that as an entrepreneur I would have encountered, and then just to give an perspective, how do we deal with it, right? Instead of arbitrarily saying, yeah, you should not do this, you should do this. I somehow believe that it's only happens when you live in it, right? When you live in it, you know what to do it, what not to do it. But whatever that we read, that we listen from the entrepreneurs, from experts and speakers, becomes a guiding force for us. So it becomes handy when you actually live into the situation like that. So we started this company called Winos Venture Engine out of IIT Madras around 7 years back, 2017, with the aim to help other entrepreneurs to get funding, mentoring, and evaluation of the startup ideas, market research. It's a platform that is meant for entrepreneurs. So this platform was started out of IIT Madras 7 years back. So from that journey that I had, so I've listed down seven challenges. Let's take one challenge for each year. You know, so I think the previous speaker Ish was also mentioning about spending in the market and how it is not good choice in the in the initial years. And then, but then other side, it's also theory that says no, you have to spend so much, and people raise money. We have examples in the market also. People do spend so much money, so we never know which is right, which is wrong. But for me, what we did is yes, we believe in frugality, where don't overspend, don't spend too much, and go by organic growth. Take your friends' help. Use the existing free social media, and then founder becomes the brand at some point of time till you have money to spend on the growth, and so on and so forth. But founder is not strong enough to extend his brand to the to the company, or take that company brand to the next level. Then you're gonna handicapped on the growth. So this is what precisely happened for us in first one and a half year, where we did not spend money and we were so frugal. So then growth was compromised a bit. Then we realized no, frugally also we can actually build the brands. Then we extended our brands to the company and then started building. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say out of this point is that you never know until you actually live in the situation. But knowing this, that yeah, it could be right, it could be wrong. Frugality versus spending, right? Might be wrong, might be right, based on which company you are in, which domain you are in. Let's say if you're talking about a hypermarket or 10 minutes delivery, those I think you need to spend from the day one, but then not necessary, of course. So it's a trade-off with either growth or either with the time bandwidth. As a founder, you have only 24 hours, of course, and how do you spend it, which is a priority, and all this becomes very important to take a decision on this spending. So this is one challenge that any entrepreneur would face. Should you spend money on growth and different resources and make it very lavish and have a process driven business, or do it very frugally, right, very minimally, right? That is one challenge that everybody would face. And second thing that again very important aspect is empowering the culture versus micromanagement. If I ask this question, anybody in this audience or anywhere in the world would say empowering culture is the best culture, and I also agree with it, right? But then in the journey, you would also find employees who require micromanagement. Micromanagement is not totally a bad word. In some cases, it's also called handholding, right? Until they become individual, they become independent, and then they need that empowering culture. So what I'm trying to say is, upfront saying that no, empowering culture is best, micromanage is bad. Yes, but then to the context. What is the context? Are we talking to a fresher who was coming from tier 3 city and who doesn't have much communication, and he needs handholding? You can't say you empower yourself, right? Empowering means what? So it could be handholding him and helping him to guide. So this is another important learning that I had, because we had people from IIT, we had people from tier 3, tier 2 schools and colleges. So what happens is you need one side empowering culture and one side you need handholding culture also. So it has to be coexisting of both of these. This is another important that I thought I'll share with you. And third thing would be focused and diversified. Focused as in the product development focus, strategy focus, or vision, or what plans you have for the year, for the month. First speaker was also mentioning about thinking about the plans every day or every month, every week, once in a while, right? Which is very important, because if you don't have a plan, you don't know your OKRs, your KKRs, and you don't know what is ROI, you don't know where you're heading, and you have no targets, no numbers to count, no benchmarks. It's very important. But there is also theory that says no, you should also have a plan B, plan C, plan D, right? So a smart entrepreneur, according to me, would have definitely focused a business where he will try to run the business with one segment and try to capture the market. But at the same time, he'll have a back of his mind running, okay, if something goes wrong, then I have a plan B, plan C. So this is just to kind of take care of the stakeholders that are involved when you run a business. It could be employees, it could be family, society, and the founding team, the investors that all of you have. So we have done this. We were very diversified in the beginning, thinking that we should have our hand in every market, every product. Then later we slowly focused, right? No, it's not right. Let's focus on one thing at a time, and then do it very carefully. But also have in the mind, yes, diversification is also required and important. But then there's a context, of course, at what stage you want to diversify and what stage you want to focus on one thing. And another important thing, this is very close to the second point that I was mentioning, empowering culture versus micromanagement, valuing the people versus viewing them as resources. So it's very common in these days in any organization. People use, I need two resources for technology, I need three resources for marketing. So they're also being treated as like any other entity or resource, not really like a human beings with emotions. So this becomes very challenging for entrepreneur because you will have people from highly emotional, quotient, intelligent, but then some people will have very low EQ. So how do you kind of handle with them? Then if you see them as a resources, then they will leave you. But if you see them as valuing people, then they would expect a lot from you as an entrepreneur. So there should be trade-off, and I think the first speaker was mentioning about treating everybody equal. So these things become even more evident when you actually run a business, right? Where you will see some people expecting a lot from you, and some people are not responding to you. So as an entrepreneur, I think what is important is that you being as open as possible, and then take everything as a challenge, not like as a problem. So don't ever think that this is a problem. Okay, I'm not able to manage these guys. Right, some guys are not working, some guys are overworking. How do you manage it? Some people are not able to contribute anything. So this is also very common. So what we do in some organizations is that I've also spoke to some of the entrepreneurs. They divide team, at the leadership level into two, right? Employees with highest, EQ, and people with low EQ, emotional quotient, whatever. And then they give them the freedom that they want at their level, right? You don't treat everybody. I'm not trying to say that we should discriminate, but this allows you to give more comfort to the level that they want, because in some cases they may not want something, but they're trying to push it because you want to see everybody equal, right? This is, I'm saying it's very practical. This is from my experience running this business for 7 years, also talking to so many entrepreneurs as part of my business, right? And a fifth important learning that I had was striving for perfection versus satisfying things. So it's always important, how do you want to communicate, position your brand in the market? Most of the times what happens is you will have employees who will say, okay, this is just satisfying, this is just at par, we can push it. It could be marketing material, it could be email, it could be content that you're writing, it could be communication that you're dealing with your partners, clients, and everything. But in some cases, it will be perfection. So everything that goes out of the company to the market has to have some certain perfection. Otherwise, the CEO or the leadership won't accept it. So this also becomes very challenging. If you have a CEO who's very perfectionist, then you end up working, reviewing again and again, same thing for weeks and weeks, but then nothing comes out. You don't even get to see the result of it because it is not out yet. But then at the same time, it also decides the branding of the business and how people kind of imagine your business and your positioning in the market and what they perceive about you as a company. So it's again trade-off between, okay, there is a standard quality that we have to adapt to it, all right? But then at the same time, don't spend too much on perfection, right? So this is again the challenge that any entrepreneur would definitely face. I had this issue. One of my co-founder is very perfectionist. I could be like more like a satisfying person. Okay, do it for the occasion, to the to the whatever is required. Then there is a conflict. Then how do you deal with it? So you sit together, understand. Okay, this is the requirement. Can we do this? And there's again cost involved if you keep it with you and not let it go out in the market. And sixth, again, important thing is intuition versus decision based on the analytics, data, and so on and so forth. So when you start your business, you have to make so many decisions in the process. Could be market, pricing, product, customers, recruitment, salaries, negotiations, partnerships. I mean, hundreds of decisions. Every day a CEO on an average makes around 23 decisions is what I've heard. And each of these decisions requires certain intuition, knowledge, the kind of understanding that he has in the market and all that. So some entrepreneurs are very clear that I have a data, then I'll take a decision. Intuition, I don't go by it because it's very easy for me to take decision based on the data. So, but then some entrepreneurs go by intuition. I believe in it. It's my gut feeling. Let's do it. So we did that. We were going by intuition. We were going by intuition. It worked. It didn't work. But then whom to blame when you have intuition? Intuition can't be blamed, right? Because it's a gut and you believed in it's a belief. But you have a data, then you have something to, okay, maybe we didn't look at the data. Then later it became very evident that yes, looking at the data before taking a decision based on the could be intuition has made it very easy for us to convince later for us at least that we don't regret what we've taken decision. Many decisions could go wrong, but then it should have certain base why we have taken it, and then how could we rectify it also. So an entrepreneur, you need to have a data supporting your intuition. Or if you're going by intuition, can you check with the data at least once before you say yes or no? That is very important. So we used to take decisions based on intuition, then it became data, then it became very easy for us to combine both and take one. The last important learning that we had, a challenge I could say, was static versus adaptive planning and strategy. So once we make a plan for the year, could be product development, could be business development, could be hiring, recruitment, cost, whatever it is. That's the plan, and you circulate it within the organization. You communicate to your leadership team. You share with everybody, and everybody comes aligned with that. But business is very uncertain, isn't it? Let's say March we had a COVID, curfew and all that. January we made a plan. January, let's say we make a plan. Then you have to change everything. So it has to be flexible. It has to be adaptive. Suddenly there is a requirement that comes in. We have to modify so many processes for the thing. But then, unless otherwise there is a requirement for the change, can you have one plan for the year, which can kind of guide you to survive, thrive, and then grow your business? So this is another important challenge that we see. So we plan for the month. In between, something comes in. Then our efforts and direction, interest, efforts, just move to that. Then the initial plan was where it is. Then again, you were worried about, oh, we didn't do it. Then let's move it to the next month. Then something comes in. So as an entrepreneur, you should have a clarity. Should I have something that is static, which is planned for, let's say, 15 to 20 days in a month, and leave some days, let's say maybe 10, 15 days for the adaptive things. Something comes up, you're expecting it, and then make it. So make the plan as fluid, as flexible as possible, with the mindset that you have to have a certain reasoning to change it before you change it. So that is another important challenge. So just to summarize, what I was trying to say is when you want to learn things, especially business learning is what you have certain investment, you sell a product or service, and you get back your money, and then there is a ROI. I mean, to put it very simply, very rudimentary. That is the definition. That is. But then when you run a business, you learn a lot more. Right? You encounter a lot more challenges. You also understand, okay, there is no right or wrong. It's always about the situation and the context. How do you adopt it, and then how do you show your smartness to kind of move away from the problems and make it as a challenge and then solve it. So I want to stop it here and then see if you have any questions to answer.
Yeah. Am I audible, Ramesh ji?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. So, firstly, my first question would be if you would like to share your vision regarding Buy Now Sin with all of us and the problem that it's solving, the audience that it's impacting.
Yeah. I think that's. I was about to start with that, but I thought better that if there's interest, then I'll share it. That's why I did not talk much about it. But thanks for asking that question. So 2017, as most of you know now, that I was doing a PhD at IIT Madras, we were doing a report to understand challenges of Indian entrepreneurs. So then we realized that out of 100 that get founded, only 7 or 8 are getting funded, which means that 93 are not getting funding. But these 93 are not applying for funding, definitely, but many of them are applying, but they're not able to raise funds. Many of them doesn't know where to go to raise funds, and they don't have funding ready culture, a team, or thinking. Right? There's so many challenges that any entrepreneur would face. You have an idea, you don't know where to start, how to start. Money is required to start the business, of course. And so that's when we thought, okay, based on this report, can we create some platform that will help entrepreneurs to find all the resources in terms of the funding? Could be government funding, angel funding, VCs, we have banks, we have governments, we have incubators, we have so many sources of funding, and many of these sources come with free of cost. Let's say government, if you get a grant, you don't need to pay anything, no need to share any equity with them. And incubator, you get a grant. So we were thinking, create a platform that will help entrepreneurs to find resources, like this. That is how we started it. We slowly expanded it. Now it became a database platform for Indian entrepreneurs. We have database of 2 lakh startups. Naturally, when we have startups of such huge database, then We attracted investors. Investors are now use our platform to scout investments, do the due diligence, and invest in these companies. Then governments, of course, because they also want to reach out these startups to support. Then incubators, of course, because they need to incubate these startups. So like that, we have clients from both sides, startups, but our primary focus is to startups to help them to raise money, and vice versa. We also have other side where they try to help the startups because we have the startup database and other databases also. So to take it forward as a vision, I think in these last 7 years, we have served our registration around 17,000 entrepreneurs. So that we want to expand. We are now only Indian, global. We want to go, and then try to add more and more tools for the entrepreneur to make his life more easy. Could be entry, could be exit also, because starting a business is relatively easy than exiting today in India, especially. So we're trying to build some tools to help entrepreneurs to start the business as smooth as possible. Like any job, you join, then you resign, and then you join next job. It should be like as simple as that. We're not saying that entrepreneurship is easy, but we're saying the process has to be little easy so that we see more startups and we see more success stories out of India. That is the main vision.
So actually, that was quite interesting to hear of your vision, Ramesh. I would like to invite all other participants to put forth their questions, if any. You may simply raise your hands and ask your questions one by one. No questions? Okay. Rameshji, I would like to
Thank you.
request you to just share your email ID in the chat box so that if anyone
I'll share. Yeah. I'll share it. Thank you.
Anjali, if you would like to take over from you.
Yes. Our next speaker is Ms. Shanaz, and she is not with us today due to some personal reasons, but she has shared a video with us. So let's listen to her thoughts on the topic. Allow me a minute to share the screen. I hope it is audible. Is it audible?
Yeah, your screen is visible, Anjali. Yeah.
Is it audible?
No, not till now.
Entrepreneurial leader that I am today. This journey can be encapsulated into 3 distinct phases: effective entrepreneurship, effective leadership, and management strategies. 1. Effective
Is it audible now?
Yeah, it is audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Entrepreneurship, effective leadership, and management strategies. 1. Effective entrepreneurship. My entrepreneurial journey began during my 3rd and final year at the University of Westminster Business School, where I pursued a degree in business management with entrepreneurship. That very moment, I dared to take the plunge into the realm of entrepreneurship, setting out on a mission to provide affordable and reliable telecommunication services to underprivileged communities through Rome Telecoms. Navigating the treacherous waters of entrepreneurship was no easy task, especially as a startup operating within limited resources and confined to the UK market. However, it was these very challenges that fueled my entrepreneurial spirit and pushed me to new heights. Through strategic planning, perseverance, and relentless innovation, Rome Telecoms not only gained recognition, but also secured an impressive IP portfolio. This success propelled me to win first place in the prestigious competition, granting me seed funding and officially launching my entrepreneurial career. As I was getting used to building a track record of my achievement, destiny had another unexpected twist in store for me. In 2020, despite the looming pandemic, I seized the opportunity to become a partner in a new venture. The world is gripped by fear and uncertainty, and many succumb to pressure of these unprecedented times. But not me. Armed with a wealth of experience acquired through the years, from prototyping to working with clients and key stakeholders, from intellectual property management to the basic of product development, I made the resolute choice to swim against the tide, straddling the responsibilities of motivating two teams, dividing my time between Rome Telecoms and the new venture. I emerged as a champion of resilience and adaptability. The challenges brought about by the pandemic only steeled my resolve and further honed my skills as an entrepreneurial leader. I became a force to be reckoned with, steering both companies towards success and growth. It was during this phase that I truly embodied the principles of effective leadership: resilience, adaptability, and the ability to inspire and motivate teams in the face of adversity. With every opportunity that came my way, my commitment to self-improvement never wavered. I eagerly embraced new experience, from investing and raising capital to building high-performing teams and cultivating invaluable networks. My journey shaped me into more than just an entrepreneur. It made me into an astute advisor, a trusted confidant, and a skilled leader capable of transforming ideas into impactful realities. In 2023, thanks to a close mutual friend, I had the privilege of lending my experience to TechCraft, a media and publishing news platform with over 6 million loyal readers. What began as a role on the board quickly evolved into something more profound. I became a co-founder and a chief operating officer, instrumental in launching initiatives that propelled the company to greater heights. It was during this transformative period that we identified a pressing need in the market, companies seeking our expertise and craving our unique approach. This realization led us to establish Layer PR, a dynamic public relations agency catering to businesses across the LATAM, EMEA, and Australasia regions. Our unwavering commitment to being industry agnostic, combined with our ability to work within the budgets of SMEs, has set us apart as trailblazers in our own field. Throughout this phase, I honed my management strategies, learning to navigate the complexities of running multiple businesses, building high-performing teams, and adapting to the ever-changing market landscape. Every award, every recognition, and every accolade served as a reminder of hard work and lessons it took to get me there. Ladies and gentlemen, my entrepreneurial journey has been a tapestry woven with passion, resilience, and unwavering determination. Every success, every setback, and every lesson learned has molded me into the confident and visionary leader that stands before you today. My journey as a female founder is an ode to the power of effective entrepreneurial leadership and management strategies. It's a testament that we combine passion with purpose. Anything is possible. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey, and may it inspire you to chase your dreams with unwavering determination, no matter the obstacles that lie ahead.
That was a great speech by the speaker, Anjali. I would like to request you to kindly share the email ID in the chat box so that if any of the attendees have any queries, they can straight away reach out to the panelists. I hope that works, Anjali.
Yes.
Sure. So thank you all for joining us for this wonderful conference, and we hope that everyone gained some knowledge from this event. Looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next event, that is our next conference, will be held on June 15 to 17 on the topic of health and wellness in workplace strategies for success. We hope to see you all there and engage in insightful discussions. And the certificate for participants shall be shared in all the WhatsApp groups for the boot camps as well as the conferences. And I would also like to request the HR team to just share the certificate form link in the chat box for any queries our attendees might have. Further moving ahead, we would like to thank you all again for patiently listening through and participating in all 3 sessions of Conference 3.3. Yeah, we know 1.5 hours can be quite hectic and consistency is quite rare. But again, this is what keeps our learning spirits high. And we also look forward to reconnecting with all of you in our upcoming conference in June. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn to stay connected with us. Goodbye, everyone, and have a great day ahead. Keep dreaming and keep building your startups. Thank you. Thank you for your participation, participants. You may all leave the meeting now. Thank you, everyone.